Now, in spite of the coronavirus restrictions, businesses, uncertainty, what can you do, what can't you do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, life goes on. There are certain things that sometimes just won't wait. If you're anything like me, sometimes you think you're being punished for some past life misbehavior. Like when you get a toothache right after the dentist's office closes on a Friday afternoon. Or you're looking forward to that driving vacation that you've been planning for a year just as your car breaks down. Well, I don't know of many dentists that make house calls these days, but I might have some good news for you if you need help with that four-wheeled pain in the asphalt. With me on this big picture is Matt Goehle of STEM Automotive. Matt just might be the answer to one of our little headaches that pops up every once in a while. Matt, you have a mobile service, automotive service. You go to locations to help people with car problems.
That's right.
Tell me a little bit about, how that works.
Right, so I'm strictly mobile auto repair. So that means I go to clients' homes, to their works, to their work, basically wherever they are. I've even had clients that break down in a parking lot and just leave the car there until I can get to it. But basically I can perform almost all the services that you would typically go to a traditional repair shop, but I can do it at site, at your house, on site, rather than having to tow it to the shop. Now,
if there's somebody who's having a problem with a car, oftentimes, like I said, maybe it breaks down at the last minute or whatever, you're not the AAA, but how long does it take you to respond to somebody that has a problem?
Well, right now, it's just me responding, so it really varies depending on the season or whatever potential outbreak there might be. But right now, it's between 2 days and in a week is typically how quick I'll be able to get there. But again, if there's a really critical issue and it's something that it'll be fast enough for me to get in between appointments, I could potentially do it the same day.
Now, the types of problems that you deal with, engine, transmission, brakes, I mean, tell me, is there anything that people that having a problem they should consider if they're calling you? I mean, what kind of problems do you deal with?
So actually the vast majority of my work is maintenance. It's people who they need the convenience of me coming to them. So they can't take their kids to the shop because it's just such a pain to wait there.
So like oil changes, for instance?
Yeah,
okay.
Even oil changes, tire rotations, the typical maintenance that you'll see in the back of your owner's manual. So in addition to that, the repairs, so typically one of the most popular services is the initial consultation, where I come out, I look at whatever issue you have, I provide an accurate diagnosis and estimate for repair, and then typically if it's a minor issue, which most of them are, I'll reschedule for a couple days later to do the repair. That way I can keep order in my day and plan it out as efficient as possible.
Now, for people who are listening and who are thinking, you know what, I have a problem with my car, that might just help. The next question is, how does the cost compare with going to a garage or a dealership? I know dealers quite often are pretty expensive when you have to deal with, a new car dealer, for instance, whatever.
Right. So the maintenance I do is very comparable to an independent repair shop, which is typically more affordable than a dealership, for example. Repairs, a lot of times, one of the reasons the dealerships are expensive is because cars aren't what they used to be. There are a lot of technology in cars, a lot of computers. You need a lot of resources. So in turn, some of the repairs are expensive, but when I'm just comparing to a dealership cost, I'm typically more affordable or the same, and you get the added convenience of me coming to you.
Well, okay, that's terrific. I mean, we certainly can use services like that. Convenience, especially in these days, convenience is a value. As we go to break, we're going to leave you with some information on how you can connect with STEM Automotive. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Buffalo's Italian-American connection to the coronavirus, a gentleman who instructs in Italian at a couple of local universities. A very interesting conversation. Stay tuned.